Hello everyone, and welcome to another video from Bruce VanLife Jr., where you get to see the other side of van life. Not all the glamour and glory, just true, uncut van life. As real as it gets. Okay, maybe that was a little too real. But anyway, on with today's video, where we finally accomplish something on the van that is desperately needed to be done. Like I said, as real as it gets. No one said I was a pretty face in the morning. Anyway, let's get on about our day. But even though I try and show the realism of van life, sometimes those morning views just take your breath away. But that's just one of the benefits of having your home on wheels. Realistically, the world is my backyard, and I can basically choose where I get to wake up each morning. Unfortunately, almost for the last year, I've been basically limited to driving about 60 kilometers an hour, 35 miles an hour, because this is a $1,000 van, and it came with a number of issues. But today is the day we finally get to iron out the biggest portion of those issues. But first, this guy needs his morning coffee. Large coffee, 2 cream, and 3 sugar. Thank you. Thank you. Alright you guys, so again, put anti-seize on all your bolts. I use this stuff on everything, and anything I've ever worked on has never been an issue to come back apart when I need it to. Okay, you guys, I got 15 minutes to finish switching this tire over and get it into the wheel alignment spot. Sorry, it's early. I'm doing stuff. Too early to be doing stuff and talking all at the same time. But anyway, we've got one more tire to go. My poor coffee's getting cold, so I'm gonna get on this quick. So it turns out that I actually messed up on the time and showed up an hour early, thinking that I was almost late. But better early than late.
Style. Style is the answer to everything.
Alright, you guys, look at that. Look at the amount of room in here. So before the tires were even so big, they would actually rub on the sway bar. Now came the task of putting everything away. And as a van lifer, everything kind of fits in snug and tight where it should be. And there's not really a lot of room for extras. So when you have 4 extra huge tires, it really takes up a lot of room. Thankfully, for now, we have that rear carrier on the back. And that really takes a lot of stuff out of the van that really doesn't need to be there. On a side note, if there's anybody in the Calgary area who's looking for a set of 17-inch rims to fit their Chevy Express, you can come and have them. Because for me, right now, they're taking up a lot of weight and a lot of room. It's kind of nice that I misjudged the time a little bit this time, instead of being late and having that little bit of time to actually be able to kind of pack my stuff away. Most times when my tools go away, they just get thrown under here. So it's really nice to get in here and be able to put stuff back where I took it from. Doesn't happen very often, but we try. So I've got all my tools back in spot. Ooh, one thing out of place. And then we just haul this from out of here. And that's how we put away our tools. Now, these guys are filthy. So what I'll probably do is switch those ones to the back and take these clean ones and put them actually inside until I can get rid of the works. But we'll get at that and then finally be able to enjoy this coffee. And I just want to mention that today is the second time I'm attempting going for the wheel alignment. There's been a few days that have passed since the last video where I actually came in, tried to get a wheel alignment, but the guys were honest enough with me to mention that I could touch up a few things before they do the wheel alignment and it would make it a lot cheaper on me. So I took them up on their honesty and got right to it. Alright, it finally feels good to have those tires on. And today, along with getting the wheel alignment, I'm actually going to try and get rid of this rear carrier thing, because as nice as it is of a memorable thing because I built it, it's also a pain in the ass and almost makes the van 25 feet long. So we're going to be trying to abandon this thing today somewhere. Not really abandon it, we're going to get rid of it, you know, a good way. But check out that van on those tires. It looks so much better on its original shoes. Now, we have roughly, I don't know, 45 minutes to kill. Let me pull you down a little bit. We got about 45 minutes to kill before the wheel alignment because of my mess up in time. So, we are gonna sip on some coffee and wait for the guys to get in, because where we're pointed right now, we can actually see the shop. So,
Fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do dangerous things, style is platform.
look at those new wheels. Take care of her, boys. So, while they took my home off to get all straightened out, we decided to go adventure the area that we're in. that's what I'm talking about when I say an honest shop. How many shops will actually take your vehicle for a ride and say that they tested it? I know a lot of shops that'll actually just say they tested it and it's never left the shop, it just went back in the parking lot. It was really cool to witness them actually driving it and testing it out. So hopefully all went good and he doesn't have to pull it back in to do any more adjustments. But if so, I'd rather them do it and get it done right than leave it not done right. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it all goes good. Watch for when he comes back. It's so weird to see somebody else driving the van. Alright, you guys, the van's all good, all paid up. These guys were absolutely amazing. They were so honest that they told me the first time I came in here that I needed a little bit of things done on the front end before they could do the alignment. And I went back, got those things done, came in, and in no time, these guys had me all hooked up. Look at this. Test driven. This is awesome. Woohoo! Let's go. So this is the sheet that they were saying where it was out. And it turns out I wasn't that far off as I thought, but the guy said where it was out, it will definitely chew up my tires in 2 weeks. So again, I appreciate the honesty on that. I gotta say, I would recommend this shop to absolutely anybody. You know, these guys were, not only because the work is absolutely amazing, they were so honest. Like, they could have literally done all of the work themselves and got it fixed up, but they were honest about what work needed to be done. And me being able to do it myself, they just even advised, you know, just go do it yourself and get it done, bring it back into us, and we'll hook you up the alignment, no problem, in no time. And that they did. The guys at YYC Auto here in Calgary are legends. And like I say, I will definitely be advising them to anybody who needs any work done, because, and I gotta say, anytime that I need work done that I can't do myself, I will definitely be back, you guys. Go check them out. I'll leave the link to their website in my description. For right now, we're gonna have a little meetup with Mrs. VanLife Jr. Alright, you guys, let's go for a drive in the van. Oh, I forgot that the 17s are not on the front and the wheels don't rub anymore. So I have my full turning radius back. Oh, you guys don't know how good that feels. Because like I said, this van is almost 25 feet long. I think it's like 23 or 24 and change. So, but that's with the rear carrier on the back. So, this thing turns like a boat. But thankfully, I have my full turning radius back thanks to putting smaller original tires back on it. Now I'll be able to maneuver through the parking lots like a normal vehicle. Oh, that means so much more than just saying it, because I think literally the reason, you guys are bouncing around a bit, I think the reason my power steering pump is leaking mainly is because this van has to do like a 30-point turn in any parking lot, even to get lined up for the spot. And that's not a driver's error, because I've driven bigger vehicles than this a lot in my life. It's just the simple fact that it's long and the turning radius was like half of what I should be able to get. Anyway, that's a little further of an explanation than we needed to go to understand. But it feels amazing. I'm finally straight. Like, these guys even straighten my wheel. Like, that probably comes with the alignment, but my steering wheel is straight. Like, wheels are straight, steering wheel is straight. Whew, that feels good. I can't wait to be able to hit the highway. Unfortunately, even though the wheel alignment is done, we're gonna have to sit and wait to hear about some work, because after getting the tires and the wheel alignment, it was like absolutely needed. No question about it. It was absolutely needed. But now that it's done, I don't feel bad driving the van because it's not hurting itself now. You know, I think the next thing that I need to do is basically a gym membership. I can't wait to get a gym. Loud ass truck. I can't wait to get a gym membership and start working out again and feeling better about myself. You know, because it's not just about your physical; it's about your mental as well. When you're cooped up and you can't do a lot, especially in the winter times of van life when we couldn't move at all. Let's just say I'm extremely out of shape, and being able to get to a gym and start working out again is going to be life-changing. So we'll do that, we'll get the mailbox, and then slowly start applying for our passports and preparing for a nice long trip. I'm going to be working my butt off as long as I can. I'm really hoping to make a move before the winter, because Calgary winters are brutal. And even though we have a diesel heater now and we have power to run it, a fridge, I still don't want to put myself through minus 40. It's minus 30 and minus 40 and everything is frozen. Your battery, your radiator, and you're living in a van. It is absolutely brutal. And I do not want to go through another winter of that. So I'm gonna prepare my butt off to try and at least not be in Alberta or Calgary for the winter. If I have to, I will go to BC like everybody else to just get away from the winter for a few months. But I would really like to go down south and venture down there a little bit. Because I've been to BC, I haven't been to the island yet, but I've been to BC and it's too crowded for van lifers. I really wanted to make a trip down there when Mark was down there, and I still kind of want to go down there a little bit to see Chrome and the shop and, you know, meet up with Joseph and all the guys, but I don't like that crowdedness of having, you know, a bunch of van lifers living around me. It's nice, but I don't like it to the point where we end up living on a street. And I know that sounds weird coming from a guy who just lived on a street for 8 months, but that wasn't my choice. You know, I was literally broke down and in a rut, so I wasn't able to move. And I know that happens to a lot of people. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that you can't be stuck. If you're stuck, that's fine, you know, but try and do what you can to get up out of that spot. I know a lot of people, like even on the street that we were broke down at, that literally live there year after year after year, and they just refuse to move. I've heard Chrome talk about that a lot on his channel, and I believe in it. You know, I don't even like sleeping in the same spot 2 nights in a row myself. I could prevent it by any means, I'm going to. And that's what I'm trying to do here by working my butt off for a while. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be sitting in one spot. I've done enough of that, and I just want to adventure, you know. Even before I had the van, before VanLife, I was hitchhiking across Canada. I was doing anything I could to try and adventure. And it's only the last few years that I've kind of slowed down on that. It has a lot to do with trying to figure out my own life and what I want to do in my life. Because before VanLife and YouTube, you know, I was just like everybody else. I was working my butt off day in and day out just to pay bills. And eventually, you know, I just had enough of it. Like, I realized, what am I spending my money on? I'm literally spending my money on a place to sleep, and all of these objects I'm probably never going to use. So, selling everything off and moving into a van seemed like the cheaper solution, and I can't believe the results I got from just doing that. You know, just through living van life and being interested in it, I met such an amazing community, so many amazing people, and it has completely opened my mind to a different world, to a world that I really enjoy, and I'm glad that I've had the chance to be a part of, because these are the things I want to be doing in my life. You know, I don't want to be stuck at a 9-to-5 forever, right? Like, if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, what are you really digging for? You know what I'm saying? So, for me, being able to work my butt off for even a month or two or a couple months, say even if it's a year, say if it's a year that I have to work my butt off in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve. What is that really? There are people out there that work, you know, 30, 40, 50 years before they get their pension and they're able to retire and actually relax in their life. So for me to be able to take these spurts of relaxation off of work because I don't need to work as much as someone who needs to pay bills consistently is a big relief off my shoulders, and it's another part of why I love this lifestyle. You know, it's not that I'm afraid of work. You guys have seen I'll do any job that comes my way. It doesn't matter if it's digging ditches or ripping engines apart or taking chimneys down. You know, I'll do roofing at plus 35. Bring it on. You know, it doesn't matter about what kind of work it is. I'll do it. It's just the fact that, why are you doing it? I can understand a lot of people have families and stuff that they need to work to provide for, but I've always enjoyed the simplicity of life and just living it and adventuring as much as you can. You know, I'm still relatively young and there's a lot of life that I still want to adventure. So I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon on my adventures, and I plan on bringing each and every one of you guys along with me. And I just want to thank all of the new subscribers who have just joined the channel. Welcome along for a wild ride. It's been a little bit slow in the beginning here, but expect things to ramp up real soon, because we are going to go full bore into this adventure. We're so close to being monetized, you guys, and I can't even believe that, because it's only been like 4 months that I've really been doing YouTube. So to be this close to monetization already speaks volumes to the amount of people that I've reached, and I'm happy for that. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad that people are getting to see the realism of van life and the fact that not everything is Instagram. You know, sometimes you end up broken down in your home for months. And Anyway, I'm rambling on like crazy, but I'm extremely excited to have this wheel alignment done. So we're just gonna pull into a McDonald's, grab some Wi-Fi, and see if we can't find ourselves some work, because we're on the gas light and there's almost nothing we can do about it. If I can hear of some work, there's $10 that I have to put into the gas can, so that'll have to do for right now. And on that note, everybody, we end off the video here. I'd like to thank you all for watching and following along on this crazy journey of mine, which has no intentions of slowing down. If you would like to follow along and see where else this adventure takes me, please hit like, subscribe, or join the Junior family over on Patreon, where we do real-time updates, a little more in-depth conversations on what's going on in my life, and a little bit of everything else. But until next time, everybody, remember, never give up on living life, because life is the most precious thing we have.